Hello guys, welcome back to my channel, Butterfly Spirit 314. So guys, today what I wanted to do is I want to talk about a serious topic, which is about identity theft. So what prompted me to do this video was I got a call from my brother, and he told me that he ended up finding out, and he got a call from a bank, I believe, and they were they had some questions for him about a loan that they said he applied for, and my brother told the financial institution that he didn't apply for that loan. So, he hasn't had to apply for a loan in years and stuff like that because he's been able to manage his finances and stuff and has his credit in order. And so my brother was trying to get some information from the bank or the other financial institution, and they were not willing to tell him tell him any information about the person who applied for the loan. The reason why I don't think whoever the financial institution is does not want to tell my brother about the loan is because basically they're trying to protect the identity of whoever the hell it is to apply for that loan. I know because I've worked for banks, so I have experience, so I know I haven't like processed loans or nothing like that, but I've worked for banks, so I know how banks are going to try to, maintain confidentiality and stuff. And they could be thinking my brother is the scammer when he's not even that person. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to tell you that um, anybody's identity can be stolen. Anybody's identity, it can happen to anybody. I know if you guys have seen any LifeLock commercials, I've tried out LifeLock. It I didn't think it really worked for me very much, but I tried it out. I think when I was like 19 or 20, maybe when I did that. So what I want to tell you guys is that identity theft can happen to you. If you have really good credit, it can happen to you. Okay. And I think that's what a lot of these people who steal your identity are looking for. They're looking for somebody who has really good credit. Now, the thing a lot of us will do not want to consider is that there may be somebody that we know who are stealing our identity. If you know a lot of people, for example, let's say you're an extrovert and you know a lot of people, there may be somebody amongst your group of friends who maybe is stealing, wants to steal your identity. Maybe they're jealous of your life. Maybe they're jealous of, the fact that, you're not struggling like they are. But that's not any reason for anybody to steal your identity. Okay, that's not any reason. What I would tell people to do is that if your identity has been stolen, my advice to you is to go online, start doing research, start finding out what you can do. So my brother asked me what he should do, and so what I told my brother to do is after I did a quick Google search, is I told him to um, go and file a police report, and that's what I want you guys to do. If you discover that you're being called from a bank about investing in some investments or something, and you haven't done that, um, let's say a bank is calling you about a loan, or a credit card, or an outstanding cell phone bill, or any of that stuff. If you know that you have not bought a car, bought a house, um, applied for a loan or a bank account or investment account, um, or gotten a new cell phone or a car or, whatever. If it's any type of account that you didn't open, you know, or they give you some type of address and say, oh, well, do you live at, 4932, Woodview Lane or something like that, and you don't live at that place, and that's not your address. If a person is asking you to confirm your address, please don't confirm your address on the phone with anybody. What you want to do is when you find out that an account has been opened in your name, especially if it's a financial product, like if it's a credit card, loan, if it's a CD, if it's a brokerage account, if it has to do with credit of any type, if it's a loan for, college or whatever, okay? If it has some type of monetary value, even if it doesn't have a monetary value, but it has to do you know, with any type of account you didn't open. What I want you to do is the first thing you need to go do is file a police report. So go to your local police officer's office. Okay. Most people in the United States can find a police officer's office. I don't know who's going to be seeing this around the world. But if you live in another place besides the United States, go to your local authorities and then find out what they recommend that you do. In the United States, what you need to do is go and file a police report as soon as possible. If you're at work and you can't get off work, then wait until you have an off day and then go file a police report. So that's the first thing you want to do. You want to get the police, you want to get them on the job of finding out who it is who is using your identity. Okay. And what the police can do is if they find this person, they can sue them for civil and criminal charges because identity theft is a civil and criminal charge. So they're two separate charges: civil charge, and criminal. Okay. And the good thing about the police finding them is the police have a lot of resources. They can, find people. They're pretty good about doing that. Okay. Now, some people will disagree with me, in terms of missing kids and stuff like that. But the police have the technology to find people. Okay. And they have the resources to do that. Okay. Now, if the police cannot find the person, okay, let's say they can't find whoever it is, then what you want to do, you want to use the police report as evidence. Okay. And you want to make sure you start documenting. If you find out about any other types of accounts or something like that, then keep a record of it so that when you go to a lawyer and you're going to go to an identity theft lawyer or you're going to go to a fraud lawyer. Okay. So fraud lawyer or identity theft lawyer. And what you're going to do is you're going to bring your evidence with you and tell the lawyer about any of these suspicious calls you've been getting, any text messages you've been getting. I did a video about a Facebook scam. In regard to a confirmation code text for Facebook. So, any types of unusual activity, that you've been getting, please make sure that you let that lawyer know. And the lawyer, what they can do is they can also get the police involved to try to make sure that they can find out what's going on. And they can have people to go and research, private investigators and stuff, to go to these banks and different things like that, where these accounts that just popped up that you didn't open were opened at, find out if any person got any, if they got any money in any accounts or something like that or whatever. If somebody steals your identity, you don't have time to sit around and be like, oh, well, it'll clear itself up. No, it's not going to. Okay. You got to take actions. Okay. So far, make sure you go to your local police and file a police report. Second thing you want to do is get a lawyer. If you want to get a lawyer involved while the police are looking, that's okay too. Because if, any charges are going to be filed for, as far as your identity is concerned, whether civil or criminal, towards whoever it is who stole your identity, then you want to make sure you have a lawyer who can represent you, because you won't always have the time to get off work to fight over, to fight as far as, your, spend thousands of hours on, your own case. You need a lawyer to do that for you. So I know a lot of people don't want to spend the money. They don't want to spend the time. But if I were you, I would call all the identity theft and all the fraud lawyers on your day off that you have. You can take a day off and do it, and make sure you do that so you can make sure you get your identity back. Because there's nothing worse than your credit dropping because somebody's trashing your credit and they're opening loans and stuff. Because if a loan is opened, your credit is going to drop. Okay. It can drop by, 3 points or more. You know what I mean? Depending on what a person is getting a loan for or a credit card for. And they just may be doing it to open a, credit card account, buy a bunch of shit that they're never going to pay off. And then that ruins your credit. You know what I'm saying? One thing I can say is at least if you have bad credit, the good thing about that is that ain't nobody going to see your identity because you're not at the 700s and 800s and stuff like that. They're not going to be likely to do that. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I will tell you is it's very important. Watch YouTube videos, do research on identity theft so you can be aware. Read books about it, you know what I'm saying, while everything is going on, so you can be able to move smart in your as you move about your life and stuff, because you don't want to put your credit at risk and stuff. And you want to know what's going on with the process, what's going to happen along the way, once a lawyer gets involved or the police get involved and stuff like that. Okay. So don't be afraid to go to the local authorities and tell them what's going on. If you have to go to your local city hall and ask questions, you can't. If the local office in the city you live in is not open for the police, go to another office. Go and do that. And get something on record, because the police report is evidence. You know what I'm saying? and that can be used in court. Any text messages, any strange emails you get. Nobody wants to suspect that somebody they know is going to steal their identity, but it can happen. I've seen court cases where people have I'm sorry, I think the Jerby's are jumping around. So I've seen court cases. I believe that people. I think I've seen one where somebody was attempting to, you know, use someone else's identity and stuff like that, and it was like a family member of theirs who they was trying to use, their credit cards or whatever to get things and stuff, and they didn't feel like they had to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, what I want to tell you is, please, please, please take it seriously if somebody steals your identity. Don't just sit back and wait and think stuff is going to work itself out, because it's not going to. You have to find out what's going on. And also, this is something I told my brother, and I want to tell you guys this as well. If somebody steals your identity, what if this person goes and they go and rob a bank, or they go and kill somebody or something like that? And what if um, they leave a tip and say, "Oh, my name is such and such, and what I'm saying, I committed this crime," right? And they're committing the crime, and they stole your identity, right? And if they look enough like you, what if for some reason you get arrested and you've been at work the whole time and you didn't do nothing? And then you get charged with a crime, but you didn't do anything. You know what I mean? So, guys, it's very important to make sure that you're protecting yourself financially, credit wise, and make sure you're protecting yourself in your everyday life, because you never know when somebody's going to try to tear down, your credit and your life and your identity. Okay. So, you got to be serious about this, because you don't want to be charged with a crime that you didn't even do because somebody stole your identity that looks like you, or they have somebody who looks like you to do the crime, and then you're in handcuffs and stuff like that, and you just got your hands in there like, what? You know what I'm saying? So, guys, very important to take care of this, okay? Let me know what you think of this video. I hope this is helpful. I hope this helps anybody out there um, who's had their identity stolen, or maybe somebody who just found out that somebody opened a loan in their name or credit card in their name who they have no idea of. It is a likelihood that somebody way out in some other country or state has done this, but guys, also be willing to suspect other people that you know, but they may not have said nothing. Somebody who can be jealous of you or whatever. Those people out there, and who knows what lengths they will go to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I want to thank you guys for watching this video. I hope this has really helped you out a lot, and thank you for watching.